No one expected that Jungkook's departure to America, which was originally thought to be a form of a short break from the glittering world of the K-pop industry, actually revealed surprising and stressful facts. Behind his smile that always suits the army is hidden a series of meetings, projects, and great maneuvers that have been secretly designed. It's not a vacation. This is the beginning of something much bigger, more thrilling, and could be very controversial. When Jungkook was spotted arriving at Incheon International Airport bound for the United States earlier this month, many suspected that BTS's golden magne was just taking a brief respite from the pressures of South Korea's entertainment scene. A loose white shirt, dark hair covered with a beanie, and a leisurely, unhurried step further strengthened the idea that this was just a leisurely trip to replenish energy after a long period of conscription. But no, in fact, there is a hidden agenda that has been kept secret by the management and even by Jungkook himself. An agenda that not only concerns his future career as a soloist, but also has the potential to change the future direction of BTS as a whole. An internal source, who declined to be named, said Jungkook's arrival in the United States was not a sudden decision. This is the result of very careful planning, drawn up since the end of 2023, and began to be seriously activated after he completed his military training. More astonishingly, a number of big names in the global music industry were reportedly involved in secret meetings with Jungkook, from Grammy-winning producers to representatives of global music labels that had been HYB's arch-rivals. It's not just about recording songs. This is a strategic, calculated move, which could have a huge impact on Jungkook's position in the global market. Is Jungkook preparing to step out of BTS's shadow and become an independent entity? Is this a sign that the relationship between him and HYB is no longer as harmonious as before? Or is this precisely part of the company's grand strategy to throw its secret weapon into the world music market? The answer is not as easy as the public thinks. One of the witnesses who worked at a renowned music studio in Los Angeles said he saw Jungkook enter a room heavily guarded by a security team with an exclusive guest list of only 5 people. Among them was a former executive of Universal Music Group and a producer with whom Beyoncé had previously worked. From behind that soundproof door, no one knew for sure what was going on. But after Jungkook came out 4 hours later, his facial expression was not like a person who had just taken a vacation. Focused eyes, a mouth that is silent 1,000 languages, and an attitude that is not as usual make many people start to ask, what is really being composed by this man dubbed the Golden Voice of Asia? On the other hand, a number of fans monitoring Jungkook's movements in America noted unusual activity. He was seen entering the Apple Music headquarters, then a day later appeared on a closed set guarded by private security. There were no signs of variety show cameras, no fan service, and no sweet posts on social media. Only silence, and the movement is fast, mysterious, and full of caution. None of this is typical of Jungkook's usually friendly and open character. Rumors are inevitable. In online forums, the army began to put forward various theories. Jungkook will release a full-length English-language album produced exclusively by American musicians. Some went even more extreme, suggesting that Jungkook may be designing his own music label, a private label separated from HYB, but still maintaining a professional image with BTS. A move that, if true, would be the biggest explosion in K-pop history. Not many K-pop idols dare to take the independent path, especially after being part of a group as big as BTS. But Jungkook is no ordinary idol. He's a phenomenon. Jungkook's presence in the US also coincides with reports that a number of top artists are looking for Asian collaborators with high vocal credibility and global reputations. Jungkook's name appears at the top of the list. According to Billboard, Jungkook is in the final stages of negotiations to become the face of an international project worth tens of millions of dollars. The project is not just about songs, but involves short films, fashion collaborations with European fashion houses, and the launch of NFTs with Jungkook's original sound branding. HYB declined to comment when confirmed by Korean media. They only mentioned that all of Jungkook's activities were part of a long-agreed schedule. But the public is not easy to believe. HYB's silence is instead perceived as a sign that something greater is being designed, perhaps even without full control of their own. There are those who say that HYBE is struggling to defend its biggest assets from overseas label targets. Emotionally, Jungkook's move brought a huge effect to his fans. Many were proud that the idol did not stand still after the draft and immediately moved quickly to prepare a new breakthrough. But on the other hand, there are also those who feel worried. Is this a sign that Jungkook will be too dissolved in the global world and finally move away from the K-pop roots that raised him? Many longtime BTS fans felt that the rhythm of the American world could turn Jungkook into a very different figure. Moreover, some fans began to feel that there was an invisible distance between Jungkook and the other BTS members. Since his return from the military, he has been seen more often alone, traveling solo, and avoiding public group interactions. There were no posts of togetherness on social media, no live together. Even in some internal events, Jungkook chose to be absent for reasons of personal schedule. Many began to read this as a sign that Jungkook was really creating a new world for himself, one that might no longer be in BTS's orbit. In America, entertainment journalists are already waiting for Jungkook's next move. They know the presence of an Asian star with talent as great as him is not uncommon. And when someone like Jungkook chooses to enter into a highly competitive market like the American music industry, then there must be a very big reason behind it. It's not just releasing songs. It's more about dominance. Jungkook doesn't seem to want to be known only as a former BTS member. He wants to be known as Jungkook, no frills. A new identity he is shaping, stone by stone, in a foreign land. Behind the scenes, a number of parties revealed that Jungkook's meeting in America also involved serious discussions with global artist management agencies. Some even mentioned that CAA, Creative Artists Agency, and UTA, United Talent Agency, had approached to manage Jungkook's international career exclusively. If this happens, it means that Jungkook will completely remove his dependence on HYBE for foreign affairs and build a more aggressive and flexible independent team. This is a very big decision, and of course, high risk. The question is now, what will happen after all this secret agenda is completed? Will Jungkook return to Korea as if nothing ever happened? Or is he about to announce something that has the entire K-pop world in shock? Many are waiting for the official announcement. But if you look at Jungkook's movement patterns lately, one thing is clear. He is at the peak of his strength. And a Jungkook at the pinnacle of power, without pressure from the company or the group, is something that cannot be predicted. Is this the end of the BTS era as we know it? Or is this just the beginning of Jungkook's era as a global soloist on a scale unprecedented in K-pop history? Many do not yet know the answer.